Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I wanted to show you how I created this glowy, bronzy, dewy makeup look. So if you'd like to see how I created it, then please keep watching. First of all, I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow primer and I'm just applying this onto the face with my DIOR foundation brush. After you've primed your face, I'm going to go in with my GIORGIO Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and this is in the shade 4, and I'm going to mix it with my DIOR Forever Skin Glow Foundation, and this is in the shade 3W0, and I'm just applying it in sections, so forehead, cheeks and chin. I also like to apply some on the neck, a little bit on the temples as well, and then in circular motions I just buff it into the skin. Make sure you go into the nose as well, I mean the creases of the nose. Bring it up to the ears. The doors open, take that hot road and hop in. Monarch butterflies, you should open up. I'm trying to put your buff it into the hairline as well, because that's another telltale sign when you haven't blended. So once your foundation's blended, you're going to go back in and get any excess product which is left on the back of your hand and just press it all into the skin. Next I'm taking my BECCA Under Eye Brightener, and this is in the shade 1. This is really good at disguising any dark circles underneath the eye. So I'm going to go in with my other end of my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Complexion brush and focus it more on the corners of the under eye. It's really creamy in texture as well, it's easy to blend. Then again, just going over it with my beauty blender. So next I'm taking my MERCIER concealer. This is the Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Concealer, and this is the shade 2W. So under the eye, centre of the nose, on the forehead, a little bit on the chin, and on the Cupid's bow. And then again, take our beauty blender and we're just pressing this into the skin. We should be closer than friends if you So after we've done our concealer, I'm going to apply my NARS liquid bronzer, and this is the Laguna liquid bronzer, and it smells amazing. So just give it a little shake, squirt a bit on the back of your hand, and then with my contour brush I'm just going to dab it in. Just press it into the skin. Take a little bit on the chin as well, on these bits. And I'm going to grab my smaller brush, just like so. Same product, the same Laguna liquid bronzer. And I'm just taking it down the side of the nose. Same on the other side. Make sure it's even. Now I tend to bring it up here, onto the sort of eyelid area, underneath your eyebrows, and then just blend that in. Then I take my beauty blender and just push that product into the skin. And then you want to do the same everywhere else. Request my chariot, get ya. The doors open. So next I'm going to take my MERCIER translucent powder, setting powder, and I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury powder and sculpt brush and just
dab it into the powder and then dust off. And I'm going to pop this underneath my eyes where we've concealed, just to set everything in place. And I'm going to even pop it on my eyelid as well. You don't need a lot of powder, and it doesn't go cakey either, which is good. Because some powders I find, especially on me, they go really cakey and crease and just make my concealer look worse, whereas this one doesn't. So once that's done, I'm now going to go in with my Mercier Under Eye Secret Brightening Powder in shade 1. And I'm going to take my beauty blender and just dip it in to the powder on top. And then I'm going to press this along the side of my nose. And bring it down. And then again, I'm going to go in with my powder and sculpt brush into the Secret Brightening Powder and focus it on the inner corner because we want this bit to be brighter. So I'm going to let this sit and bake for a little bit under my eye while we go on and do contouring. So now I'm taking my Soleil Tan du Chanel, and this is a creamy bronzer. This is lovely. And I'm going to take my Guerlain bronzing brush. Take the brush and just pat it on to the skin. We don't need a lot, just a little bit. And I also like to use this on my décolletage as well. Under my neck. So I'm going to be using my Guerlain Terracotta 01 Claire Brunettes bronzer. And again, just my Guerlain brush. Dust off the excess. And just buff it into the skin. This bronzer is gorgeous. It doesn't look muddy, it doesn't look cakey on the skin, and it blends really easily. Underneath the chin. Under the jaw. You're going to take a big fluffy brush like this. Any fluffy brush will do really, just to dust off our powder we've popped on to set under our eyes. So I am using the Charlotte Tilbury PINKGASM blusher, and it's called the Beauty Light Wand Highlight Blush. So it has a little sponge applicator, so I just press it into these areas here and here. Then I take my little brush, this is a Real Techniques one, and I just push it into the skin. Engaging is on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The doors open. Afterwards, I'm going to go on top with my NARS Orgasm blush. Now this is absolutely battered, so I'm just going to pop some on top using the same brush. And these two blushes really complement each other as well. They're both quite similar in colour. They've both got that lovely golden undertone. I just love blush. So for the highlighter, I'm using my iconic illuminating drops in the shade Original. And I just got about 2 drops on there, maybe 1.5. Onto the back of my hand. Take my beauty blender and just dot that onto the cheekbones, and you really need to blend it in. It just gives such a gorgeous glow, a lovely highlight, a natural looking highlight to the skin. Then after I apply it down the centre of my nose, just above my brow bone and my cupid's bow as well. So we've got our base finished, and what I like to do is after I like to just go over with a powder. So I'm using DIOR, what's it called? DIOR Skin Nude Air Powder, and this is in the shade 020. It comes with a puff, so sometimes I use the puff, sometimes I just dip my brush in. So take a bit on top, swirl a big brush in, cut off any excess, and I just dust it all over just to make sure everything's set and in place. And it blends it all together as well. I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury palette in the Bella Sophia, and I'm going to be using just a sort of flat fluffy brush and taking the lighter shade here. I'm going to apply it all over the lid, focusing more on the inner corner.
We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The doors open.
It's such a nice highlight colour, it's so versatile. I'm going to be taking Charlotte Tilbury again, colour Chameleon Crayon in the shade Champagne Diamonds. I'm just going to go over the top of where we've been. And a little bit underneath. Now I'm going to use my Guerlain bronzer, Guerlain, I don't know how you pronounce it, and focusing it more on the outer edges and in the crease. Really want to push it into the crease, making sure it's all blended. And then we're going to take a smaller brush and again just dip it into the Guerlain bronzer.
First impression.
Afterwards I'm taking my Charlotte Tilbury bronzed garnet, colour Chameleon Crayon, and it's got such a lovely colour to it. And I'm just applying this on the outer edge. Again, you don't have to worry about being neat.
We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot.
And I'm going to take a flat brush and now just blend this out.
You OPN, we should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The doors open.
Then I'm going to go back in again with a fluffy brush, just making sure it's all blended. Now I just want to warm it up a little bit, so I'm going to go into my Born to Run palette by Urban Decay, and I'm going to use the colour Riff. This colour. And I'm going to apply that over the bronze garnet.
The way she's approaching us, I disassociate, exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up, come to visit me, she say that she the loneliest, and it's hard to open.
And I'm really going to blend it into the crease. The key is to blend, blend, blend.
Open up. Open you up like a Pokeball.
Afterwards I'm going to take my cleanup brush. So this is just a fluffy brush with no product on. And I'm just going to go over the edges. Really make sure everything's blended nice and neat. There's no harsh lines. Next I'm going to take Breakaway from the same palette, and I'm going to apply this underneath my brow bone. bit in the inner corners. Next, I'm going to take the same colour which we've used before, Riff, from the same palette, just a little bit, and I'm actually going to go underneath the eye. Now I'm taking my Max Factor eyeliner in black, and I'm just going to line the top of my lash line. Again, don't have to be neat doing this. So after we've lined our upper lashes, we're just going to take a smaller brush and blend. Then I'm going to take my Stila liquid liner. This is called Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Liner, and it's so good for creating a sharp flick. I start at the middle, and in little strokes I bring it outwards. I then go to the outer edge and create a line, and then I join these two lines together. I think it's running out, which is annoying. That's how much I use it. I'm going to go in with my Benefit Bad Girl Bang mascara, and this mascara is so good. I also apply mascara just on my lower lashes. Okay, so I'm going to apply my lashes off camera, so I'll be right back. So I've applied my lashes, and next I'm going to move on to brows. So for my brows, I use Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and this is in the shade 3.75. So I'm just going to use the spoolie end first and just brush my brows up into place.
Monarch butterflies, you should open up. I'm trying to put your heart together, found it broken up. Going up in smoke, smoking up. Make sure the children in the house, she's inappropriate. The way she's approaching us, I disassociate.
Then I take my pencil end and I just gently go along the lower part of the brow. Then I want to take the edge of the brow and do little hair-like strokes just along the brow where this side tends to be thinner for me. Eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Remember that. So this is my worst side. Afterwards, you just want to go over again with your spoolie, and this just makes everything blend together. Then I go just into the corner ever so slightly, not much. Next, I'm taking my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter Gel, and this is going to keep your brows in place. So I like more of a fluffy look, so I'm just going to fluff my brows up. Now the final step is lips. So I'm taking my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner, and this is such a nice colour. It's a nudie pink, and it's not too pink, but it's not too nude either. It's sort of in between. I focus more on the Cupid's bow, just as my lips tend to be more rounded, so I like to try and create more of a Cupid's bow. Then afterwards I'm going in with my Pillow Talk lipstick by Charlotte Tilbury as well. That's such a good combo. Such a gorgeous shade of pink. I just love it. I'm going to use my Pillow Talk diamonds. Can you tell I'm obsessed with Pillow Talk? So I just like to apply that in the middle. And all over. Then to finish off and complete the look, I'm using my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. So this is going to keep it in place and make it last longer. Also with your setting spray, it just helps to create more of a glow, more of a dewy look. So this is the finished look. I had such fun creating it, even though we're just staying in on a lockdown. I thought I'd do something fun and creative and doing what I love to do most, apply makeup. Everything I have used is linked in the description box down below. If you have enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. And most of all, thank you for watching.
Open up.